What's good, everybody? It is a Super Triple J ET here, and Resident Evil 8 is going to be coming out very soon. We don't know a release date yet, but next week we are going to see a new trailer and some new gameplay for Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village. So in honor of that, I want to give you my top 5 things that I want to see in Resident Evil 8 in no particular order. So let's get this started. I at least want to hear something from Jill Valentine. So if you guys do not know, we haven't seen Jill Valentine since Resident Evil 5 on the timeline. Don't pull that, oh, she was in Resident Evil 3 or Revelations once came out. No, in the timeline, we haven't seen Jill since 2009. And we haven't even heard from Jill since 2011. In Revelations 2 from an email from Barry. So it makes me question what happened with this character. Looks like Capcom didn't really want to progress her story anymore. So all we know that she's still in rehab, and I just want to hear something from her. I'm not expecting her to be in this game by all means. It'll be cool if she is, but nothing like that. But because Chris is in this game, you know how Chris and Jill are very close, I at least want to hear something like Jill is at home, or Jill is still recovering, or anything related to that. I just want to hear something from the character. I want to see more character development for Ethan. So I wasn't really a big fan of Ethan when he was introduced in Resident Evil 7, and that's just because we do not know anything about him. He doesn't really have a personality. All we know about Ethan is he got married with Mia back in 2011. That's it. I want to know more about his life. We can't really relate to this character if we know nothing about him. And I heard the reason why they didn't give him that much backstory is just because we wanted to be in his shoes, that he was supposed to be us, and it didn't work. So give us a little bit more character development, especially because we know that he's gonna have a child in this game. This has to be a good reason to give him more of a personality. Number 3, bring back Mercenaries. So Resident Evil 7 did not have Mercenaries, which was kind of weird because I thought that was already going to be a staple in the franchise. I kind of understand why they removed it, because Resident Evil 7 is supposed to be a more focused horror game, and maybe Mercenaries might kill the flow. But some of the DLCs that came with Resident Evil 7 kind of said that was not the case whatsoever. So it's just kind of weird that they haven't used Mercenaries since Resident Evil 6, and I'm not counting the raid modes from Revelations. The zombie attack from Resident Evil 3 Remake shows that they could do something that relates to wasting a lot of ammo and killing a bunch of zombies. So I feel like they could find a way to make it work. I highly doubt that's gonna be in the game, but I think a first person mercenary mode would be kind of interesting. I want a longer campaign. A lot of these Resident Evil games are very short. Actually, I can't even think of a Resident Evil title that took me 15 hours to beat. So I want to see a story mode that will last a while. It's just kind of weird to think that a lot of these first time players could be Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 3 Remake in like 3 hours, and it's like, yo, what? That's not really how this is supposed to work. You're supposed to enjoy the game as much as possible and have a lot of content, and having a short story is not really helping the case. Plus, this adds on to giving more character development on Ethan. So I believe a longer campaign will actually help the case. And before I get to my number 1 pick, here are a couple of honorable mentions. I want to see more psychological horror. Resident Evil has done this a few times within the series, and I thought it was very cool, and I feel like making more psychological horror will be so dope for the series. They're already trying new things with more wild enemy types like werewolves and stuff, but I feel like adding a psychological horror effect would be perfect for the series. Like I said, we did see a little bit of glimpse of it before, especially in Resident Evil 7, where we saw basically things that weren't their situations, but they only did it for a small amount of time. I feel like what happens, we did it more often. And even with these new type of enemies, it will actually mess up the character you're playing, which is either Chris or Ethan, that it could just mess up the entire gameplay and you have to do some different scenarios or whatever the case may be. But I don't know what they could do with that, but I'm just saying it could be very dope. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. What are your things that you want to see in Resident Evil Village? Tell me in the comments down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm out. Deuces.